Welcome back to Season 8, Zandvoort. In case you were watching the stream before and are asking why did it go down, well, Windows enjoys a little update in the middle of streaming. So, there you go. But nevertheless, we are back, and we're back just in time actually for the race start. The person who has qualified first is Steve Stevenson, and then alongside him is Zach Doran, the person who is gonna challenge Abe Santama for the championship. And then after him we have Paulo Lima, Abe Santama, then Mohammed Irfan. We've seen quite a lot of him. And then Camille Taha Matas actually put a pretty good lap time, 135.4. Sad that we missed that. Then we got Tom Bartels and Dries Verhulst. Felix Palin as well. A good comeback for him, 10th place. And then we got Britt Batiste, Patrick Slowick, Ganahari Hutama, who I think is the AM pole sitter. Then you got Gatti Balash, Ethan Reed. These two are actually pretty big rivals altogether. Then we got Ralph Vandermeer, a warm welcome back to him as well. Limpar Berthold, who is leading the championship right now. Mohammed Bin... No, he's not leading the championship. It's Rafif Presista, who's not here today. And then it's Mohammed Bintang, Robert Bezant, Alexander Gray, John Gibson in 21st with 37.7, and Pocholo Di Mano. Then Demas Adiasta, Benjamin Bedolf, and Adam Henry to finish the grid off. Yeah, we're back, indeed. It took too long, I think. Took too long to get back, to get the ship to where it needs to be, but at least we're here, and we're here for the start, at least. And if it breaks again, at least you saw probably one of the most chaotic parts of the stream. Question is, where is my YouTube? So I can actually, you know, like, have a look at what's going on, but that's your grid for today. How many times will Matas go off track? Well, I think that's actually a good question. Minimum of 5. That's a pretty low minimum. Actually, that's a very low minimum. I think it's going to be way more than that. Now, if at least it will be like 10, maybe. Maybe 10. For Zandvoort today. Just making sure everybody can see the stream, and there we go. There is. If it's 10, you buy me DLC next week. If it's below 10, I don't know, man. I've got other things that I should be paying for, not your DLC. Why would I be paying for your DLC? Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, thank you. First is the stream breaking and all of that. Ugh. Not everything was going to plan, but we are here. And now we just wait. We just wait a bit. So, okay. Oh, look at this funky camera. It's actually showing you where everybody is. We're probably going to be with Steve Stevenson for the start. This track, sadly we don't have Ben Langford today, so sorry if not everybody understands the track, whatever. Anyway, track is pretty tight, not many overtaking spots. The real only overtaking spot is into the first corner, though a lot of people overestimate how big it is. So a lot of people will probably be crashing in there today. Also, there is not too many overtaking spots. As I said, not too many. A lot of people think there are, and then they try to go for one, and then the track instantly closes up on them, narrows down, they get into one big collision that then turns into a pile up, and it's all downhill from there. But we'll be hoping that doesn't happen today. I did see the Watkins Glen race, even though I wasn't here to commentate it. I did see it just a little bit, at least the start. Yeah, let's just hope that doesn't happen again. Also, is there a possibility for rain in the next 30 minutes? No, but it is pretty cloudy. It is very cloudy. Also, a 45-minute race today, so a short... yeah, a short, no refueling, no mandatory pit stop, no nothing today. So we'll just be waiting. Yeah, 45 minutes with an angry front left. Oof, an angry front left. I didn't even think front lefts could be angry. I mean, I guess it is pretty hot, that front left. It does get very, very hot. So who knows? Who knows? Front left's going to be toasty and angry. Yeah, yeah. Just creating a prediction. And we'll just do a 2-minute submission because that's pretty much how long it is. I have no clue how these works. I've just recently got it. But there you go, you can predict. And see, will there be a pile up in turn 1, lap 1? Do you think it'll be yes, a no, or who knows? It's Vgtr. I personally will probably say yes. Oh, streamers can't do predictions. Okay, well that's great. We'll see what happens. As the engines have finally turned on and everybody's ready to get going for the formation lap. And Steve Stevenson leads the way in his lovely Audi. He's got quite a consistent season so far. I think he's finished second and second. So not doing too bad at all. He is still in the game to win. He's only 7 points off both Zach Doran and Abe Santum. Mohamed Irfan also very close. James Morris, we haven't seen him in a while. Sarah Ploeg also not. And Paulo Lema, he is starting third today. And he is 7th in the championship, only 16 points away from Abe Santama. So we'll see where he is after this race. Also, Abe Santama, last time out on this on Watkins Glen. Not a great race for him at all. He did get disqualified automatically by the game. Yeah. That's all you pretty much need to know. He got disqualified by the game for not, I think it's not doing his, like, damage or something. Yeah, it was weird. It was really weird. But let's have a look as they're coming through Zandvoort. It is approximately a 1:36 lap time around here. Obviously, the quicker guys will be doing 34s, 35s, and they're kind of full tanks. I don't think they're going to be running full tanks all the time, but it'll be close to that. And also, if you want to have the pit link, if you want to be following live with the times, I can drop that in. And you can... Oh, that's my other account, but who cares? You can have a look at what times people are doing, what gaps they are keeping between each other, and if there's any incidents in the back that I did not catch, I will show you what numbers have them and what penalties they got, and etc. Right, well, side by side, they're coming now towards the final corner. And what will be the outcome of this race? It is pretty much the midpoint, the third race of the season. One that will kind of set the rhythm for the rest of the season. Steve Stevenson leading the way. He's going to have the inside line as they're going to be coming towards the checkered flag, or towards the starting line. They're going to be waiting for the marshal to wave green. There he is, standing on the right side of the track. We're waiting for the green flags to be waved, and round 3 to be underway. They're going full wide in the background. Steve Stevenson gets a very good start down the inside. He's keeping first place. Behind him, though, he's got Zach Doran, who is under pressure from Ploeg as well, and Abe Santama actually having a pretty good start as well. Camille Taha still in 5th, Mohammed Irfan in 6th, and Tom Bartel's actually on the inside straight away in lap 1, and he might be actually taking the position there. Matas bouncing all around the place. Big Ferrari moment from him, but Tom Bartel's very well done. Up into 6th place ahead of Mohammed Irfan. Matas Siddiqui still in 8th. Dries Verhulst up into 9th place. Felix Penner still in 10th. Britt Batista, I think he fell down 1 place. Gandhi Ballas in 12th. Who's that in the background? I think that is Patrick Slowick. He's gone off the track, and I think he's actually got quite a bit of damage. I think he collided with someone over there, and he has given up a lot of positions to Alexander Gray, Pacholo Dimana, Demas Adiasta, Robert Bezin, John Gibson, and Ralph van der Meer, who's actually running in 3rd place, I think, in 4th place for the AMs. Pretty good start from him. And Patrick Slowick still tumbling down the order. I think he's actually stopping, and that is not a great start for him at all. Mohammed Bintang, he's also very much in the background, but let's cut back to the front. We've got Matas, who's chasing Mohammed Irfan for the first time ever here. Abe Santama also trying to catch Paulo Lima. It wasn't Ploeg, it was Paulo Lima who got a pretty good start over there. He's still in 3rd, but Abe Santama, he's not going to be liking that too much, and he's going to be trying to get that position. He's too far back to make a send into the first corner, but can he possibly get a better exit out of here and get him into the next couple of corners? Well, he's following him pretty closely behind, and we'll see. That Audi, at least what Ben Langford said a couple races back, it's not very great in terms of race pace. And that BMW, obviously he's a bit biased towards it, but still very, very good and very stable around these corners. Though Abe Santama falling a bit behind Paulo Lima now. Tom Bartel's catching the back of Camille Taha, one of the only Porsches up in the top 5. Obviously we've got Zach Doran, who's in 2nd place right now, and Alexander Gray in a bit of a battle with Demas Adiasta. He's only a 10th off. No, I think he's actually, they're battling away. But over here we've got Tom Bartels behind them as well. Britt Batista and Felix Penner trading positions. Tom Bartels might be under pressure from Mohammed Irfan in a couple laps. He's, Mohammed Irfan closing in the gap. And so it's a very good 4-way train. Maybe Dries Verhulst will join it soon. Mohammed Irfan making a bit of a mistake coming out of that final corner. And Pacholo Dimana and Robert Bezin coming together, but I don't think it was too critical, since they're still keeping their positions and not doing too bad at all. Tom Bartels, though, it's a very good start from him, and one of his first races, actually the first race for him of the season. He's up into 6th place ahead of Mohammed Irfan, who is also pretty high up in the standings right now. So yeah, very well done to Tom Bartels. And he's not done here either, because he's trying to catch the back of Camille Taha, while Matas is still trying to catch the back of Mohammed Irfan. Mohammed Irfan sometimes having these very great races, sometimes having very lackluster races, I think. He's not too great on every track. But damn it, he can be quick. Just not today. as Tom is starting to fall a bit behind. Reed's just gone flying, somebody's saying. And is it showing? Can we see? He doesn't have too much damage, but he is very far down from his starting position. I think he fell down, yeah, a whole 7 positions. Something definitely happened to him. Well, somebody said that he went flying. So who knows? Matas, though, he's still trying to catch the back of Mohammed Irfan, and he's so close to the back of him. Maybe we can even have a look on his inside. And he's actually sending it down the inside, and Mohammed Irfan caught napping over there. Matas now up into 7th place. A very good overtake, and very good at, you know, not colliding with him, because Mohammed Irfan was going visibly slower through there. And that was really weird, wasn't it? Mohammed Irfan going super slow, letting Matas through pretty much, and now Matas is going to be trying to catch the back of Tom. And these two, well, they're the Ferrari fanboys, so we'll see who is the better Ferrari driver out of them two. We'll see who doesn't spin or crash. He was behind Robert, and he went off, lifted off the ground, and went off course. Wow. Well, there we go. Aviator harried. Acting like a bit of a Ted Kravitz over here. Matas still catching the back of Tom, and it looks like he's got jet boosters in the back of him. Matas all of a sudden having this great amount of pace, and he might be even trying to make a move on Tom into this next corner. Tom is going to be defending the inside. Matas is going to be forced to the outside. Can he get a better exit out of this corner? Can he maybe even go round the outside of turn 1? And oh, sadly, it's just not meant to be. But now Matas did have a better exit, but seemingly having to slow down a bit. But that was very good. That was very good. Matas nearly going round the outside of Tom into the first corner. I'm watching Robert's screen. He's streaming it to me. Ah, there we go. Oops. Well, Matas now losing a bit of that wonderful pace that he had, but we can have a look in the background. We've got Ganahari Utama fighting with Gachi Balas. These guys are battling for first place in the AM split. Behind them, also Limpar Bertold, who wants to get a bit of action, or who wants to get a better piece of this. He's catching pretty quickly to the back of Ganahari Utama. And in the background, who was that? I think that might have been Pacholo Di Mano, or yeah, I think that was John Gibson who went off. Because it was the two BMWs. There they are, again, trading positions. Pacholo Di Mano and John Gibson battling pretty closely together. Obviously, remember, Pacholo Di Mano is in the pro split, John Gibson in the AM, so these guys are not battling for position, but obviously they still want to go at it. And it is the two Vgtr cars trying to settle who's the better driver, who's the better BMW driver out of them two. Well, we'll have a look at that battle later, because here is the actual fastest BMW driver out on track, Abe Santama. He's trying to get Paulo Lima back again for third place, the final podium position. It's very weird to see Abe not even in the podium positions in the opening stages of the race. And yeah, maybe he does need to make a comeback in the Porsche, because it's not going great for him right now. It's not going great. He's 7/10 off. He's actually losing time to the back of Paulo Lima. Abe Santama not really able to make an impression on the back of him, but Matas is still catching the back of Tom into that chicane. Ooh, he nearly slid over there. I think he did slide, because now Mohammed Irfan is hot on his back. it's like a massive Ferrari battle going on here. There's now Matas trying to defend thin air, because I don't think Mohammed Irfan is close enough, and he heard me. He definitely did hear me, because now he decided not to defend it anymore. And was there a huge pile-up into the first corner? No, there wasn't. Nobody won anything. Mohammed Irfan, though, as I said, it's a very hard track to follow the other car. It is very hard to find places to try and overtake. So Mohammed Irfan has got a pretty big job ahead of him in order to pass Matas, if he wants to pass Matas and keep his championship battle alive. Because currently in 8th place, I'm not sure he'll be able to do much. Obviously there is a drop round, but I think he needs to use a drop round on another race. So yeah, it's not going great for Mohammed Irfan in these open stages of the race. It's only been 10 minutes, so no mandatory pit stops right now, or this race. So yeah, if you do run out of tires, or if you run out of fuel, you're at a massive disadvantage, because no one else will be pitting, I don't think. But this battle is starting to die down a bit, and Ganahari Utama is still trying to battle Gatti Ballas for first place as they're coming through the final corner now. Ganahari Utama bringing that gap down little by little. He's in the slipstream of the Honda. Behind him, he's still got Limpar Bertol, who he still needs to defend from. But Ganahari Utama going to be hanging back a bit, maybe pressuring Gatti Ballas into making a bit of a mistake, but it's seemingly not happening. And Ganahari Utama just going to have to hold on for another lap. And now Ganahari Utama still bringing that gap down through the second sector, a very technical sector. But Limpar Berthold coming very scarily close. In the background, Ralph Vandermeer is going to be hoping that these guys get into a collision, because then he'll be up into first place pretty much, and it will be a great opening for him. But looks like these guys are going to be keeping it nice and clean, which is good to see. And Limpar Berthold hanging a bit back, just like he did last time out. Ganahari Utama still bringing that gap down through the final sector. Looking like that Audi is enjoying the final sector of the Zandvoort circuit. A lot of bankings, a lot of technical corners, but still not close enough to make a difference. Make a difference. Oh, and what's happened there? Tom Bartels, yellow flags, and he's fallen back a couple of positions behind Matas and Mohammed Irfan. Oh, must have been a Ferrari moment for all I know. Oh, and that's Felix Palin in the background. And I think he's collided with Britt Batista as well, so that is his race. Ooh, that was a nearly a nasty rejoin, because he was trying to spin out, but it looks like Britt Batista might be getting a penalty if it was his fault. Felix Palin just letting go Pachole de Mano, not sure why. Maybe he's just not got enough speed to keep up with him right now, but not great stuff. Felix Palin down into 16th place right now. He's in 14th, oh no, in 12th, sorry. for the pros right now. And he's going to have to try and make those positions back. As he was fighting, I think, for 11th place with Britt Batiste. And behind John Gibson is Alexander Gray, who is, yeah, getting scarily close. Just like John Gibson is getting scarily close to the back of Felix Palin. He's going to be making a move down the inside. And that was a very, very good move indeed, though, making it very, very wide. And now Alexander Gray is going to be making up 2 positions. No, he's not. John Gibson back on his inside and able to get that position back away from him. As now these guys are going to be locked in, and what a hell of a battle. Alexander Gray, remember, he's in the pro, and I think he tumbled down a couple of positions. No, he didn't. Made up 3 already now. And wait, is he going to be trying to make a move through these twisty corners? No, I hope he's not, because that is just a death sentence for both drivers. Alexander Gray on the inside into the sweeping right-hander, and he made a move. He made it work as well. As Felix Palin also flashing John Gibson to let him by, and he does so pretty quickly. John Gibson falling down 2 positions in the space of 1 lap. But it's not going to make much of a difference to him, though. He has Robert Besson behind him, very close, just like Ethan Reed is closing on the back of Robert Besson. And John Gibson all over the place. Now they're going to be going 3 wide into the chicane. Ooh, nearly they were. John Gibson still on the inside. He's caught the curb though, and he's now got a very bad exit. Ethan Reed nearly making contact with Robert Besson, though keeping him very, very close and very, very clean. John Gibson not liking that too much. Now he's actually lost 2 positions that he needed. But back to the front. Looks like Zach Doran lost a couple of positions. Abe Santama, he's now 3/10 off Paulo Lima. Now he's fighting for 2nd place. Steve Stevenson, though, flying away. He's got the fastest lap by about 5/10, quicker than everybody. And Abe Santama just trying to make an impression on Paulo Lima. He's been doing this for about 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Yes, 18. Jesus, my math is not doing great today. For about 18 minutes, he's been pressuring Paulo Lima. And I actually would love to know what happened to Zach Doran. Looks like his last lap, he made a massive mistake. It was 4 seconds slower, though. Zach Doran can and probably will catch these 2 before the end of the race. Limpar Bertol now also fighting for 2nd place with Kanahari Hutama. These guys traded places a couple of laps back, and now they're still back in 3rd and 2nd. Ooh, Kanahari Hutama just cutting off Limpar Bertol coming into the penultimate corner, and I'm not sure if Limpar Bertol is going to like that too much. The Godzilla is going to be chasing him down through the final corner, both of them making a mistake. And I think there's actually... there is a word for that, or a phrase for that, where both drivers make a mistake because the front driver made a mistake. I think it's called like empathy crash or empathy collision, something like that, where if the driver in front makes a mistake, then it is likely that the driver behind is also going to make a mistake the similar kind. That's just something fun that I just remember, and I saw just now. Limpar Bertol, though, still keeping a very close gap to the back of Kanahari Hutama for 2nd place. We can have a look on his inside, and that gap is looking much closer than it did on the TV cameras. You can hear that roar of the engine, that turbo trying to catch up to Kanahari. It's not doing too great though. And that V10 of the Kanahari is though doing real good, putting away from the Godzilla on the straights and having great... oh! And I was just about to say having great exits out of corners. No, it looks like Limpard Berthold made the same mistake. And Pacholo Domano, what has happened to him? He's fallen down, I think, 2 positions there. He's definitely lost the position to Alexander Gray, who's been making positions here and there. And Pacholo Domano now not going to be able to come back at him. He's going to be forced to stay in 16th place or 12th place in the pros. And Zach Doran, though, not going quicker than Abe Santima or Polo Lima. He's doing 36.2, Abe Santima doing 36.1, and Polo Lima doing 35.9. So pulling away from Abe Santima, just 100th and 100th, 10th and 10th, here and there, trying to build that gap. And well, catching Steve Stevenson is one hell of a job because he's 8 seconds away, and he's doing about a 10th quicker than all of the guys in top 3. Tom Bartos trying to overtake Dries Wehrhaus since he had his little moment. Tom Bartos, remember, he was fighting with Matas and Mohamed Irfan. He was actually ahead of them for a while. Now down in 9th place, and the race is not going great for him anymore, though he's only dropped 1 position. So if he trades with Dries Wehrhaus, there will be 0 positions gained for Dries and 0 positions lost for Tom. They'll be on 0-0 since Tom started 8th and Dries started 9th. Back to the front, Abe Santima still doing his absolute best to try and catch and overtake the back of Polo Lima, because he needs every position he can get to make the gap bigger between him and Zach Doran, his championship rival, who is currently catching, and catching not so quick but not too slow either. And we definitely know that Steve Stevenson is going to be leading the championship after this race, unless Abe Santima is able to do anything to counter that. Somebody in chat saying Abe Santima is slow, and I 100% agree with that. Abe Santima is as slow can get. Though he is still closing that gap. It looked for a second like he was going to try and make a move, because he was going to the outside, probably just trying to scout out some of his braking zones or something like that, because drivers do that quite often when they're too close to the car ahead but not going to be making a move. They move to the outside and then move back to the inside or to the racing line. But Abe keeping, as I said before, keeping a close gap. It is the Audi which can probably and will probably eat up tires quite quickly versus the BMW that, from my experience and from many people's experience, is just kind of chill. Wouldn't say it's the quickest machine of all time, but it is very chill. And in the background, Zach Doran making his impression. He is 1.5 seconds now away from Abe Santima, and that will definitely make Abe a bit more anxious, maybe nervous, since he knows that he now needs to make a move quite quickly, and he's 3/10 off. He's not going to make a move now, but it looks like there is a trend going on here. He keeps on catching into the first sector, loses it in the second sector, tries to keep the same amount of time to Paul Limo in the last sector, and then repeats the cycle again. Now Zach Doran is consistently gaining on them. These guys are doing 36.4. Zach Doran 36.0, and he's actually the quickest man on the track right now, since Steve Stevenson also doing 36.1. So, Zach Doran, what has he got in store for us? Can this be a three-way battle for P2? And might they be able to try and catch Steve Stevenson, though there is only 20 minutes to go? And we'll have a look here. Yeah, Zach Doran definitely catching super quick. Now he's in the second region. Only 1 second separating Zach Doran and Abe Santama. Only under 2 seconds separating P2, P3 and P4. And not gonna lie, I am kind of surprised that Porsche has such great race pace. At least Zach Doran making it look like it has great race pace, and now he's falling back just a little bit, though that lap time was still quicker than both of them, and Steve Stevenson still putting in his absolute banger of a lap times. He's definitely enjoying this track way more than anyone else does. Mohamed Irfan pressuring Matas Sidikeskis in the background. Ralph Vandermeer, a yellow flag for him, and actually now it's white flag, so he's going pretty slow, but that's to be expected. Felix Palant catching the back of Pocholo Di Mano. And, well, you know, I was giving all this praise to Zach Doran. I was saying how he was catching super quickly, and that he was going to be making a move on these two, but now the man is slowing down, and well, what's going on? What is going on? Zach Doran needs to get a move on here if he wants to make a move on Abe Santama and Paulo Lima in the next 18 minutes. Though now he's actually starting to gain. He was 0.8 seconds off Abe Santama through those last couple of corners, and there he is again through the final couple of corners. And there you go. That Porsche probably lacking the straight line speed and probably lacking the top speed through these corners, so it makes sense why he's losing a bit of time. And Zach Doran 4 tenths quicker that last lap than Abe Santama, and Paulo Lima also pulling away 1 whole tenth away from Abe Santama. Now last laps, Abe Santama the slowest out of these three right now. Camille Tahar also trying to catch these guys, but he's 10 seconds off, and now Zach Doran is really going to start putting the pressure on. Now he's 4 tenths off, and this is where we can see the comeback happen, since he lost those 2 positions to an unknown matter. I have no clue what happened to him. Now Zach Doran, what can you do? And the man in the Porsche, the American, 3 tenths. Oh, Gibson saying that he retired, forced off the track by a stupid 3-wide move. Zach Doran going on the inside of Abe Santama, and is he going to be able to make this move stick? Well, we'll see as they're going side by side into the chicane. He's going to be on the outside, and Abe Santama trying to push him off the track. Abe Santama on the inside, keeping that line. Zach Doran now on the outside, and what can he do? He's going to have the better exit here. But, oh, Abe Santama keeping that position for now. And that was very close. I do think they made contact through those corners. Zach Doran, he's getting feisty. So is Abe Santama. These guys are pretty aggressive. And now it's going to give Paulo Lima all the time he needs to try and pull away from these two guys. But Zach Doran really pushing on, as he wants to get his second place back, or at least get his podium back, as he is in an active rivalry with Abe Santama. They are level on points, as I said before, in the championship. 67 and 67. Both of them have won a race and got a fastest lap. And now Zach Doran will be, you know, he'll be in the scouting phase, he'll be seeing what happened. Oh my god, that scared the life out of me. Who was that? In the middle of the track. That was Adam Henry, it looks like. Wow. Well, that just completely put a... Wow. That was a wrench in the works, because now Zach Doran is 1.5 seconds off. Paulo Lima also having to slow down. Abe Santum now going to be catching the back of him. That was so unexpected to see that McLaren in the middle of the track. Scared the life out of me. Scared the absolute life out of me. Though both Zach Doran, Abe Santama and Paulo Lima making a good move. What has happened? Why is Steve Stevenson coming into the pits? Now, I'm not sure what's going on here, and I'm not sure if it's a Wild Things Racing thing to be making interesting pit strategies, because let me remind you, there are no mandatory pit stops for today. And Steve Stevenson was comfortably leading the race. And unless he made a mistake with his fuel calculations, he's just cost himself not only the race win, not only a podium finish, but possibly even a top 10 finish, since he's going to be spending a lot of time in the pits, and I'm not sure he'll be able to make those positions back. There we go, Steve Stevenson doubling down all the way to 12th place. What has happened? Wow. Now it's going to be a three-way battle for P1 for the next 10 minutes. If Zach Doran can continue his catch to the back of Abe Santama. But yeah, I was reading Gibson's message. He said that he retired. He was forced off by a stupid 3-wide move and so far back after recovery that it's pointless to continue. Wow, I saw that 3-wide move. It wasn't stupid at all. Actually, none of you made really contact, and all you did was lose 2 positions, which was absolutely fine. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyhow, Abe Santama still in the second gap region. Zach Doran catching the back of all of them. He is now the quickest man out of the top 3. 3 wide into that chicane isn't stupid. I had to overbrake and go stupid wide because of it. Well, yeah, you could have backed out of it, not gonna lie. Anyway, end of story. Steve Stevenson. I'm still really confused about what happened. Why did he make that pit? He's back into the top 10 at least, but he's 16 seconds off Brit, and there is no way to catch these guys again. And oh, Abe Santama, he's going to be hitting some traffic. Zach Doran is going to be benefiting from this. Paulo Lima having to slow down a whole lot, and look at them, now they're all packed up together. Abe Santama 3/10 away from Paulo Lima. Zach Doran 8/10 away. And Paulo Lima not liking this a single bit. They've got another lapped car ahead of them. I think that is Dimas Adiasta in the Bigo racing car. And oh, what's going to be happening here? There might be even making contact with a lapped car. And this is horrible for everybody who's running in the top 3. Zach Doran pretty much trying to force his way around Team Adiasta. And this is a heck of a battle for P1. One heck of a battle for sure. Top 3 separated by less than 2 seconds. All of them in the battle for P1 in the championship. Especially Abe Santama and Zach Doran. Whoever comes out better in this race will be leading the championship. I did make the prediction that Steve Stevenson was going to be leading the championship after this race, but after that pit stop, not sure he will be. I'm not sure he will be at all. But Zach Doran looking like the quicker one out of these three. And, well, it's showing. He's 4/10 away from Abe Santama. Abe Santama now going to be thinking of defending instead of attacking. And, well, we saw a couple of laps back these guys fighting together for P3. And now they're going to be fighting for P2 and even possibly for P1. It's going to get hella close. And it's going to get very aggressive as well. And Zach Doran just falling a bit behind on the straight, which is understandable. Abe Santama pressuring Paul Lima into making a mistake. And it could be very much the first win for Paul Lima in Vgtr seasons. Or it could be Abe Santama's 31,898 millionth win. Or it could be Zach Doran's second win in the season. We'll just have to wait and see. Though Zach Doran definitely wanting to make it his second win of the season, as he is closing that gap 2/10 now. Looking like he was going to make it round the outside there. Though I'm not sure that is a move too well respected in the Zandvoort region. And it has to be said as well, Zach Doran, it is Abe Santama's home race as well on here. I think Paulo Lima's, no it's not, he is Portuguese. Yeah, Abe Santama, he's also in the home race, but only running second, and he's under risk of running third if Zach Doran is able to make the move on him in the next 8 minutes. It's going to be real close. And it's the closest it's been ever so far. As Zach Doran in the slipstream, actually all of them in the slipstream of each other, and it's going to be benefiting Abe Santama, but it's going to be benefiting Zach Doran even more because now he's going to be having the double slipstream of two faster cars. Abe Santama, you saw that little jitter. He was trying to make the move, then he thought better of it and decided to back down. Zach Doran, he's still close. He's still very close. He's still in this battle for sure. Abe Santama, he's under pressure because he's the man in the middle. The man who can either cause a massive crash or be involved in a massive crash. Abe Santama flashing his lights as consistently he falls back in this sector to Paulo Lima, and Zach Doran catches very, very closely. 2/10 now the gap as they're heading through the second sector. And as I said before, Zach Doran now on the outside into the next corner. Can he make a move? No, he's forced a bit wide, but now he's going to have a better exit out of this corner, heading into the chicane. Who's going to be the late breaker? Well, I think it's going to be the Porsche if Abe Santama does not defend the inside. He did not defend the inside, but I don't think that is one place to be overtaking, and Zach Doran thinks better of it. Going to be trying to make a move into the next corner, or at least lap. He makes a bit of a mistake there coming out of that corner. And 3/10, Abe Santama now not having such a great slipstream advantage, and Zach Doran is going to be loving every second of this, because now he can get closer and closer lap by lap, but he cannot be delaying it too much since he's only got 6 minutes to get P2 and possibly even challenge for P1. He's trying to force Abe Santama into a mistake, and they collide. They do collide coming into that corner. Zach Doran and Abe Santama now going to be trying to go side by side through the twisty parts. One of them is going to die through here, and I'm not sure who, and I'm not sure if it's going to be both of them. Zach Doran trying to hang it around the outside into the sweeping corners. They definitely made contact. Steve Stevenson making another quickest lap time off the race at 34.9, but yeah, these two are very, very feisty, and I'm sure Abe Santama will probably put in a protest or a report against Zach Doran for that move. But you know, a track like this, you have to be trying to make any opportunity do, and well, that opportunity was just into a wrong corner. There's now 5 minutes, approximately 3 laps to go, I'd say, or maybe even 2, depending on how fast Paul Lima gets on with this. But Zach Doran, even though he fell back quite a long way back, he's still, you know, catching the back of Abe Santama. They're maybe not as close as he would like. Matas and Dimas making contact, probably through lapping. Now Zach Doran back in the same situation that he was before the last lap. Will he be making the same move into the same corner? Well, it'll be stupid if he does, but you'll call that consistency, I'd say. And ooh, he definitely looked at it. He definitely looked on the inside, but thought better of it this time out. So improvement for Zach Doran, and Abe Santama getting a bit more worrisome, as now, while his chances of getting P1 are away, all he has to focus on is keeping his P2 position ahead of Zach Doran, who is his championship rival, as I said before. These guys are glued together. Glued together for sure. Mohamed Irfan still trying his last chances at getting Matas. It might be working, actually. He's 3/10 off. Gary Ballas and a battle of Alexander Gray as well. I think they swapped positions. Alexander Gray now definitely up in 11th place. And Zach Doran falling away behind. So not sure if he's going to have the chance in order to even get that second place. So maybe Abe Santama has done enough, as I think possibly 2 laps to go now, with 3 minutes to go. Matas and Mohamed swapping positions back and forth. And I think that battle is quite over. I think they made contact as well. And Zach Doran will still be hoping that either Abe or Paulo make a mistake so he can get his P2 back. But I'm not sure they will. There's still Abe Santama having troubles through that corner and having troubles through that sector alone. And now Zach back in the game, 3/10 the gap. It's like Groundhog Day, and I feel like I'm repeating myself quite a lot. But anyhow, these guys are inseparable. And Abe Santama and Paulo Lima are now going to be inseparable. It's going to be a 3-way battle until the end. And this is exactly what we like to see. These sprint races in the middle of a season are a great shake-up for the season. I do love it. And I do hope that the viewers enjoy this too, because look at how close the top 3 are. Under a second between P1 and P2. Abe Santama 4/10 away. Zach Doran 3/10 away. And oh, he's made a bit of a mistake out of that final corner. And that's going to hinder him quite a lot. Abe Santama now going to be trying to get first place. And I think that is final lap officially declared for these races. And this is where they're going to be pushing probably the most to try and get those sweet, sweet positions. Zach Doran, he's going to be trying absolutely everything, throwing everything at Abe Santama to get his P2 back. But I think it's only actually going to hinder him, as he's lost a couple of tenths through one of his best sectors. And now the focus was on Abe. Can he get P1 from P4? Or even P5, I think. No, P4, I think it was. I'm not sure he will. I think time has just expired for him. And he's going to have to settle for second for this race. Alright, we're still Zach Doran making a massive mistake out of that corner. And his hopes for second place are 100% over. As with Vandermeer making a massive move for third place. Yeah, Abe. Second place, you know what? Second place is not terrible for someone who started in fourth. And Paulo Lema takes his first win of the season. Well done to him. Zach Doran in third and Abe Santama in fourth. Britt Batiste in a close battle with Steve Stevenson. By the way, Steve Stevenson... Ben, if you have his contacts, please tell me why he pitted. In a race where there are no mandatory pit stops, Mohamed Irfan very close to the back of Matas as well. For the end, Matas finishing in fifth. Abe, you slow as hell. Why is he on Beamer anyway? I'm not sure. I think he just loves the Beamer a bit more. Ganahari Utama and Ethan Reed battling for fourth place. Ganahari Utama fell back quite a long way back, and look at that! Oh, that is horrible! From Ganahari Utama, who just sent it out of nowhere. Thank God Ethan Reed able to recover that. And whatever happened there, Ethan Reed getting absolutely bombed, dive bombed. So yeah, send of the century into the final couple of corners. There was a battle for fourth place in the AMs, and I'm not sure what that was all about. But we can now say for sure Abe Santama, Paulo Lema wins the third race of the season. Abe Santama down in second, and Zach Doran in third, though did start in second place and lost those two positions at the start. Steve Stevenson making a very wild pit strategy. The only person to pit in this whole race, by the way, finished in 8th, was leading a race with a 10-second gap to second place. So not sure what that was all about, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you tune in for the next race, which is going to be at Donington Park, for what's probably going to be one of the closest rivalries so far in Vgtr. It is Zach Doran versus Abe versus Paulo Lema and Steve Stevenson, who put himself on the back foot for the rest of the season. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next week.